Welcome to Random Radio. I'm your host, David Bolander, and thanks for listening in. So, every week we discuss a random topic, whether from a listener like you or my choice. And this week, then I've decided to talk about being overwhelmed. And before we get started, just know that any opinions shared in the show are just that opinions, and you need not take offense. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the show. So, as you guys know, I have not posted an episode here in or I don't want to say a long time, but it has been a long time, right? It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of annoying on my end of things just because, like, I've been sick. I was sick for 1 week. I don't know. Let me just go through a quick one run through of what was going on, right? So, first week I missed. That was because it was like late Monday night. I had school the next morning, and I was just like, I'm not doing this. And I apologize for that, but yeah. The next week, I was sick with what I assume is a really bad version of the cold, or of the common cold, right? I had a fever of 102, and that wasn't fun. I'm still recovering from that, I think, but you know, you know how it goes sometimes. Anyway, basically, what is it? So then the one after that, I was doing lots and lots and lots of homework, right? So, and we're starting to move and sell our house and stuff over at my dad's house, so that's always fun. But I don't know, it's just been a tiring week, so sorry if I sound a little bit under the weather. I kind of am. Sorry, you guys. I greatly apologize for everything. But anyway, overwhelmed. Okay, know that it is a thing. Okay, know that being overwhelmed is a thing, and that it has terrible, terrible, terrible effects that I think I might be starting to feel after after a week or two of consistently being overwhelmed. Like in the past, and I've talked about burnout and stuff, right? And I've talked about how like you can run out of burnout, sort of, right? Um, I think I've already run out of my burnout. It's annoying because it's just like, do I have to? At this point, I can't do anything hardly but sleep and go to school, right? And do homework. And by the way, in the way of school, I had as of last week and the week before and the week before that, then we have consistently had two assignments in one of my classes going on, and I had to read for like an hour and a half every night so I could participate in class the next day. So that wasn't particularly fun, but I don't know. I'm working on it. I basically have just decided I need to just get through the year and just finish it. But anyway, being overwhelmed. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. I'm just tired today. Um, so being overwhelmed. It's miserable. In case you haven't ever been overwhelmed before, just you can't even begin to fathom how terrible it feels. That like so, in my opinion, the overwhelmed feeling is kind of like you doing your like people always say like do your best and you'll pass and you'll get through, right? It's like being told that you're doing your best, but then, and you know that you're doing your best. You know that you have put in every ounce of work and you are onto your burnout trying to recharge it a little bit. And people are telling you, nah, it's not worth it, or they're just saying that wasn't enough. You need to put in more, right? Like with my A push class, I swear, like I've spent so much time on that class, and I'm still almost failing. And I'm honestly ready to take a nice long weekend now that it's Monday night. By the way, I'm recording this at like 7 p.m. on Monday. So sorry. Yeah. Again, I know I shouldn't be apologizing on this show, but because it's partially because it's not entertaining, partially because it's like bad whatever, bad hostmanship, but I just I don't know. I'm sorry for how like terrible I probably sound and for how quiet I probably am because I can't like lift my voice as much as I was able to. Um, I'm still regaining that, but anyway, overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. It has terrible side effects, such as extreme fatigue and headaches, and more than people actually think. Right? People always think like, oh yeah, they're more tired because they've been working harder. That's only part of it. Part of it is because the person. It's like being stressed for however long you were overwhelmed, right? And it's terrible. It's miserable. Don't ever do it if you don't have to. Except do, because people will understand you better and you will understand people better when they get overwhelmed and stuff. But anyway, I just. Uh, Life's been hard these last couple weeks. And I'm sorry that this has become like just me raving about my terrible life, but you know, I don't know. I'm hitting a rough patch in life, so that's probably why I am pumping out, or I'm trying to put out an episode after like 4 or 5 weeks of not doing it. But I don't know. I guess just overwhelmingness is miserable. Okay, just don't. If you see yourself getting overwhelmed, fix it immediately. Because if you just let it sit and fester for like a week or two, you'll know what I mean. It's just miserable, and you feel like you'll never be able to sleep enough again. Like, one of the side effects that I'm having to working constantly, or not working constantly, but like being overwhelmed and stressed constantly, one of the side effects I'm having is, I wake up every morning and I'm more tired than I was when I went to bed, right? And I have dreams, I get plenty of sleep, and I know it, but I don't know, it's just like, yeah. It's causing me. I don't think I'm actually losing sleep. I think my body is just using more energy than it can produce right now. Hence why I've been drinking a lot of like energy drinks, soda, whatever, candy. Yeah, because like if you've ever taken vitamin D during like the winter months, right? Just because like your body physically can't produce enough vitamin D, or can't capture enough vitamin D from the sun over the winter, so you take a supplement, right? For me, I've grown accustomed to the fact that soda and hot chocolate and constant things that make me feel good about myself, those are the kinds of things that I just don't care that I'm doing constantly, because it's just like, man, I need it. I need it to not fall apart. It's, I don't know. If you've ever been in a situation, I don't. If you've ever been in a situation, yeah, no. Everybody's been in a situation, and that's not the thing I should be complaining about. But so if have you ever? So if you've ever sailed like a tinfoil boat, right? Like in school, that and then like you and your friends would make like a tinfoil boat for like an assignment, right? And then the teacher would put in pennies one at a time to see how many pennies your boat could hold, right? And you know that dreadful feeling when like you're in second place right now, right? Just imagine that you're in second place, you're about 20 pennies away, right? And your boat has remained kind of consistent. And then one penny looks like it's about to either fall off the pile, or it's about to sink your boat and like bend the tinfoil, right? If you've ever been in that situation, you know kind of what this feels like, right? Like, at this point, then I'm just kind of like, I don't know how I'm holding myself together at this point. I'm like the boat with, like, in second place, about 20 pennies away, and each penny is just breaking me down harder and harder and harder until eventually I think I'm gonna pop. But I'm trying not to make myself pop. I'm trying to make myself go out peacefully so that then I don't hurt somebody else's boat, right? You know what I mean, right? Like if you're ever having those kinds of competitions, by the way, with like the tinfoil boats, um, just try sticking them next to each other within like inches of each of multiple boats at the same time, right? Try doing that, and then every time your boat falls, if you don't like go, if it like tips over or capsizes or something, rather than just going down peacefully like it should, if it ever tips over, it knocks into the other person's boat, right? Imagine that, right? And then their boat goes down because your boat went down, right? And so right now I'm trying to make it, but and by the way, humans don't just peacefully go out. We go out swinging because that's what we do. Because especially introverts, we like to bottle up our emotions and then release them when we're in a controlled environment where we can blow up. Um, but half the time that moment just doesn't come. So at this point, then I'm just like, I'm taking it out every. I'm taking it out my like frustrations and my stress whenever I physically can, just to make sure my boat stays um sinking properly is what I'm gonna call it. So that my boat just goes down straight down so that I don't hurt somebody else's boat, right? And I know that that's a bad mentality to get into, but I just don't care at this point. But yeah, by the way, this whole episode, I apologize for terrible formatting and stuff. I didn't even bother to write the script for this episode, and yeah. And this whole episode has kind of just been an informational period about my life. I'm hoping to be better about this podcast in the future and in the coming weeks. Just know that if I am like a little bit late, I this is why I'm just not doing okay physically or mentally, and I am probably very tired and probably have lots of homework to do. It's not even close to finals. That's part of what's frustrating me is that I'm just like the trimester just started up again and I'm struggling this much. How in the world am I going to get through the rest of it? Cuz we have like 6 or 7 more weeks and it's only Monday and I just feel so tired. And I'm just like, yeah. And I've heard, both my parents have told me, have you thought about just like not going to early morning seminary? And I'm like, that's not the problem. I get 10 hours of sleep every night. It's not my sleep. It's not my sleep schedule. And when I went over, like over the weekend, it was so nice because I let myself sleep in until 10 every day after going to bed at like 9:30 or 9 or something. Except for one day that was kind of rough. But anyway, yeah. But yes, life has been hard. That's why I'm like ranting and stuff. I just need to get stuff off my chest, and I apologize for that. But anyway, let's get back to being overwhelmed. Okay. Um. So overwhelmingness, man. Have you ever had that one computer, right? And I know I'm using all sorts of metaphors today, but have you ever looked on your computer, right? And like and it's like running super slow and you don't know why, so you go in and check Task Manager, right? And you just go in just to see what in the world is slowing down your computer. If you've ever had that app that says system, right? You're afraid and the internet tells you not to turn off that app because it's what's making Windows run Windows and not something weird and not like break down. But it's soaking up all of your disk, all of your CPU, all of your memory, and it's just like, I don't even know what you are. I don't know what you're supposed to do. And then, yeah, you know that feeling, right? I'm not the only one who's gone through that. That's how being overwhelmed feels like, except you are the computer, and everybody else is asking you why you're slowing down. And it's just like, I'm just overwhelmed. I can't tell you why. I can't explain to you why because A, you probably won't understand anyway, and B, I don't even know what's wrong. Sometimes I feel like that's how system is just like the computer doesn't even know it's wrong. It's just an excuse for all those things that it just is so insecure about and all that stuff, right? I don't know. And I know I'm making a whole lot of jokes, a whole lot of like metaphors and stuff. But honestly, this is so relatable to the tinfoil boats and the computer. This is just so relatable. You don't even know. Like I've had so many times where literally, and by the way, in the way for another second about computers, basic. So I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but whenever you're in a bad mood for some reason, your computer doesn't want to work, right? If you are in a terrible mood, your computer is just like, you know what, let's just not do this today. And then you get in a worse mood because you can't use your computer to finish your homework. And so then you have to either use the school Chromebook or you have to use your phone, which is just a mess and annoying and all that. But yeah, that that's how life is sometimes. It's just like, I don't know, all the things in your surroundings tend to mimic your attitude, which makes your attitude worse, and I understand that. It's terrible. It's terrible to get into that downward spiral, but just don't. I'd have no advice because everything's different for everybody, and as far as I know, then I have been like an exception for like everything. Like I've been told, oh yeah, if you exercise more, it might help. I did track, I did cross country, and it helped for the time I was, and it helped for like, it helped on the good days. It helped make the good days slightly better and be just like, hey, on top of everything I did today, and I am so happy today, then I did a full on workout and I burned my legs out. Yeah, that's what I did today. What did you do? But it just makes you feel so good on the good days. On the bad days, it's just like, I can't even do this. Sorry, guys. Yeah. And so I've tried exercise, doesn't work for me. Podcasting is helping already. Like, I know I'm 16 minutes into this, and I'm probably going to cut out a little bit, but not that much. But, you know, I just don't care at this point. I don't care how long I upload this. I don't care how long I take because the longer I take on this, the less time I have to do homework. So I need to get this wrapped up. But I don't feel like getting it wrapped up. So let's not get it wrapped up. But anyway, um, something that's been helping me with being overwhelmed is like music and guitar and stuff. That's just it helps. It helps relieve stress, if not just bottle it up better, right? Where I just can't release it, right? And it's also giving me a way to release it because like you just like because I know a couple of interesting songs, right, that are just kind of down. And so I just play those with as much intensity as possible, sing along to them even in terrible tune. And I just do it because it's really literally if you do something, it doesn't matter what it is as long as it works for you. If as long as you do something, whether it be physical, mental, something, right? It's probably physical, just so that then you're releasing energy. You're releasing all the bad energy. Like something I do is like I almost like play like during my lunchtime at school. Typically what I end up doing is I spend half my lunch eating my lunch and then the other half almost playing the piano on like my legs and my knees and stuff, right? Just to a song that I've been listening to, and I don't even play the piano, right? People always ask me, "Is that piano?" And I'm like, "No, sorry, man, it's not. I'm so sorry." But that's one thing that helps, and I just imagine almost like a black or a red something coming out of my fingertips and going into my legs, down my legs, and out my feet into the floor. That's how I imagine it. Which then gives that place a little bit of a reputation of being bad in my mind, but I'd rather take that than having my life fall apart because I didn't do it. But anyway, it just helps me to imagine all that energy I'm putting into it. I'm that putting into the thing is pushing all the bad stuff out of my body. That's how I imagine it. It's probably just a lie I'm telling myself. In fact, it is most definitely a lie that I'm telling myself, but it's working. It's making sure I don't come down with some kind of other mental illness that I probably have. It's helping me. If it helps you, amazing. If you guys want to let me down in the in comments on YouTube and whatever, I might post a question for Spotify listeners and all you other guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I can't post stuff for you to respond to and be more interactive with. I'm working on it. Oh, by the way, that sorry, my mind just barely thought of something. Um, so Wisdom, the app that I've been using, as of like a couple weeks ago, or as of like last week, you couldn't download it on Android. Now though, then they have released it for Android or Samsung or whatever those OSs are, right? For your phones and stuff. Amazing app, honestly. I haven't been using it. I haven't been using it like I haven't been doing podcasting, but um if you guys want to come on to there, I might post like a link to my thing. If not, If I can't figure that out, I'm probably not going to figure it out here in the near future within the next like month and a half. But just go on. It's an amazing community, and it lets you talk to the people who are talking, right? And it lets you ask questions. It lets you relate to your experience vocally, right? It's not like YouTube or it's not like YouTube or Spotify or something where you're listening to a recorded message of somebody and hoping they respond to your comment or something, right? It's not like that. It's it's live, and then you can listen to recordings if you want. But it's live, right? You get to listen to people talk about their experiences and everything on topics, and then if you want to, you can jump into the talk and just say whatever's on your mind, say whatever is bogging you down, right? It's just an amazing app. I haven't jumped into anything yet. I want to, but I haven't had the time to listen to it because of homework and stuff. But I would highly, highly, highly recommend you guys go on to Wisdom. I've posted the link in multiple episodes. Probably not going to in this episode because I'm like tired. But anyway, yes. Sorry, I just remembered that, and I just need to let you guys know. Hey, it's out on Android and all the others, and I think it's Android at least. Whatever that thing is, Android, Samsung, whatever. It's out. So if you guys want to, you guys can go download it. If not, I completely understand. Life is hard. Okay, I completely understand. Don't feel guilty if you don't. But anyway, I gotta wrap this up. So, I hope you guys don't get overwhelmed like I did. And how I'm doing. I hope you guys just have a good day, honestly. Enjoy the small things. Enjoy the little victories, right? It's what's gonna get you through life. And me being an almost 16-year-old saying that is just like, man, I'm not even partially through life, I swear. But yeah. But yeah, have a good day, have a good week. I hope I'll see you or you that you guys will hear me next week. But with that, then I am David Bolander, and this was Random Radio, signing off.